I really like this bike. With its retro modern design, chunky tires, and adjustable suspension. It'll hit the forest roads and cruise down the mountain highways. But there's one problem. That tank. At 9.5 litres, it's got the capacity of a pregnant mouse bladder. Let's try fix that. Here on AliExpress, they've got these pretty lightweight looking panniers at the bargain price of under 50 bucks. And it also says that'll take a fuel tank. So, let's grab those panniers and let's look for a tank. I think about 3 litres is all we're going to want for the Svartpilen, otherwise that's going to be a pretty heavy load. Let's see here. 3 litres with a lock. Sounds good. 5 litres. Nah, we better go. I think we'll go 3 litres. Well, this is pretty small. Well, this is our Panniers. Well, we get a strap. Compact. Well, they're nicely packed. Okay, pretty simple. Let me see how that goes. Next, let's have a check on this, which I assume is our tank. Well, better be a bit careful with the knife. Yeah, guess it guarantees no damage. And here we go. Here's our little tank. Oh, it looks pretty nice. Nice, solid tank. 3 litres. And this is our locking system, which quite sure how this goes. Yeah, we've got a pretty tough zip tie here. There we go. And here are our bolts for fixing onto the pannier, which I hope is going to work. The important part is are these going to fit in here, and it doesn't look like they do. Doesn't fit there. Okay, well, that's disappointing, and looks like we might have to do a bit of modification to this thing. Also, and none of these bolt holes seem to match up at all. We want it to go there, but there are no holes to match up. Looks like I might have to buy a steel drill bit. As for our cap, that looks all pretty good. You've got your spout. It's going to go on there. This will screw on there. Now the first step in getting the panniers on is getting your indicators off, which involves unscrewing these 2 hex nut bolts. You can then assemble the bolts to fix the pannier to the bike, as you can see here. Now we're reusing the collared washer from the old bolts, which by the way were terrible bolts. And once you've fitted that into the indicator, you can then replace the indicator. Of course, a little bit of Loctite will help. They fit in there quite nicely, and they're nice and solid. The actual side panel is assembled by putting these, this special washer and the bolt, and of course on the back there'll be another washer and a nut, which has a nylon ring to, so you don't have to use any Loctite on that. A word of warning, if you are going to get these panniers, getting your indicator bolts out can be a real struggle. You can see here, you'll need a long Allen wrench, otherwise you'll have to adapt like I'm doing here. And this tool will be your best friend, because I strongly suggest chasing out the threads with a tap and die set. You can then put the side plate onto the pannier bracket. You can see here I've put mine so it's kind of straight up and down, which I think will look better with the fuel tank on. Here you can see a side view. I haven't tightened these bolts yet because, of course, we've got one big problem to deal with. So as you just saw there, I drilled out four 6mm holes, and using some bolts I got from the hardware store, which are some 15mm bolts, I'm now able to fix the tank bracket onto the pannier. And this is what it looks like once it's fully assembled. It all came together quite well in the end, and I think it looks pretty good. Overall, for well under $100, I think it's a pretty good mod for the bike. And it was a bit of work getting that bracket on, but at least I'm not going to end up as bear food on my next camping trip. If you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the comments, and I'll try to answer if I can. Anyway, if you found this video at all useful, please give it a thumbs up, and consider subscribing if you'd like to see some more budget accessories for motorbiking. Anyway, thanks for watching.